For the best Italian food in Western New York, Elliott Apollo's, call 716-825-3675. The Lardon Construction Group.
Fubo TV, the official streaming service of Do Champions. FanDuel, the official sportsbook of Do Champions.
For all your summertime needs, beauty pools, as well as kayak pools.
CX Chronicles, your total customer solutions focused manager. W.GG, the official energy drink of Do Champions.
Hey, Sons of Erie, our artwork looks better on your walls. Hamburg Brewing, please visit our tap room on Boston State Road, Hamburg, New York. And finally,
Fat Boy Surf Club for all your surfing needs.
No One to Blame is sponsored by Altered Grounds Landscaping, the area's top professional landscape company. They're family-owned and operated business serving St. Louis and the Metro East for 20-plus years. Their mission is to make your home or business stand out from the rest. They offer free consultations year-round. Get $300 off your project of $3,000 or more with code AGNOTB. That's code AGNOTB. They're booking pools for the upcoming summer season. So if you are having any thoughts about getting a pool for this upcoming summer, stay ahead of the game and contact them now for any of your pool project needs.
There's no one to blame, there really is no one to blame. But I swear to God, it's my fucking fault. It's a better sports podcast. It's my fucking fault, but there's no one to blame. Neffy Kevin do. Neffy Kevin do.
Do it!
Kevin
Don't listen to what I say or whatever kind of peer pressure I'm telling you.
Do it!
oh, fucking do it again.
I know there's really nobody to blame for this but myself. Well, I don't know, maybe the Buffalo Bills, the Boston Red Sox, or Mr. T, or the Jets.
Wait a minute, Mr. T, are you telling me that you bet on the fight in Rocky 3 and that you bet against Rocky?
Hindsight is 20/20, my friend.
Welcome in. Jesse, you good?
Yo, welcome in. No one to blame. Apparently, no one else can talk on this show. Welcome to and thank you all for coming in, tuning in. Had the little audio issue. No one to blame. We are pleased to welcome in Do Champions co-managing partner Matt, host of the Hockey Hotline, third and manager, founder of Do. Does the host Matt? What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Not too bad. Just got finished up doing Hockey Hotline. Great show there. Definitely check that out Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. And check us out tonight, myself and Student Body Right on Third and Manageable tonight. We actually have a real fun bet for you here. I was telling a couple people about it, and they laughed at us both. So if you want to go ahead and get it started, Jesse, that'd be great.
Yeah, so we were just in our group chat talking shit as we do. Matt expressed his love for the Steelers to win outright this weekend in Baltimore, to which I replied, show bet. Immediately had to hop on that. The value was way
Good job,
too good.
Matt.
Value is way too good. If you listen to No One to Blame, you know that we've been wanting to do a Pinto Ron bet for the longest time. If you're not familiar with Pinto Ron, if you're not in Bill's Mafia, Pinto Ron gets covered with ketchup and mustard at every single tailgate before the game. He's been to, I don't know how many, Matt, do you know how many games in a row he's been to?
It's a lot.
I think 500, isn't it?
Yeah, they just gave him some award or something, from the Bills or whatever for how many games in a row he's had. So, but also don't forget, we each got to buy the team's jersey as well.
Oh yeah. So Matt is going to be on the Pittsburgh Steelers to win outright. I am going to be on Baltimore to win outright at home as a 10-point favorite, Matt. But Baltimore outright. Loser will be wearing the other side's jersey and get covered in ketchup and mustard on a live stream. Matt, it's going to be live, dude. It's going to be awesome.
No, and that I'm perfectly fine with it. But you know, my only stipulation to do this bet, and you agreed to it, is it has to be above 50 degrees because I live in Western New York, and right now it is like 3 degrees.
Soft.
So,
That's soft. That's weak, Matt.
You can call me soft. You can call me weak. I'm not going to stand outside and get pelted with ice ketchup.
Well, not just that. Think about how it's going to feel when you're hosing yourself off.
Oh, God, yeah.
Because you're not walking inside your house covered in ketchup and mustard.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Show bet one more time. Matt has got the Pittsburgh Steelers to win outright. I've got the Baltimore Ravens to win outright. Loser will get Pinto Rond live on air once the weather hits 50 degrees in Buffalo, New York, wearing the other team's jersey. Matt, it's a bet.
It's a bet. It's a bet. We got to remember, though, Zay Flowers is out this week, and you got to remember Mike Tomlin's record against Baltimore in the playoffs.
Yep,
So.
And you got to remember that Pittsburgh blows. So, yeah, man. Yeah, there you go.
Just
Man,
Baltimore's not going out on a limb. No, it is
just not going on the limb. You want to talk about picking the low-hanging fruit, man. I couldn't help myself. And, hey, worst case scenario, dude, I'm going to grill a couple burgers, and I'm going to, wipe them on myself, and I'm going to eat burgers live on air covered in ketchup and mustard, dude. So I'm going to have some fun with it. But, yeah, that's the bet. Matt, appreciate you coming on, man.
Absolutely,
I know you just did your show. Make
Yep.
sure you guys check out Hockey Hotline every Saturday at 10 a.m. And Third and Manageable going live tonight. Matt, what time are you guys going to be live?
We will be live. We stole Jake's time slot tonight at 9 o'clock, and we'll be in the right around the same. We'll be just before Jake next week as well. So I just want to thank you guys for everything you guys do here at Do Champions, both of you, Jesse, Kevin, and Jake. And absolutely look forward to watching some football today and tomorrow. So go Bills.
Let's go. Go Bills. Thanks, Matt. We appreciate you, buddy. All right. How we doing, boys?
Pumped, man.
Awesome.
Pumped.
Are we
Hey,
ready?
what do we got
Are
today?
we ready?
What do we got today?
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs?
We talking about playoffs?
First hit of the day, right there.
You'll
First
see
one,
that
there will be
often.
many more of those, I promise you, because
Often.
we can't get enough of that. I love it. Before we get into wild card, super wild card weekend, whatever they're calling it nowadays, guys, we got to recap those college football playoff games because they were electric. They were absolutely electric. Did you guys have action? Did you guys have a rooting side? Jake, I know you did, but how are you guys feeling? What do you guys think of the outcomes there?
Well,
I had a little Neffy special, a 2-team 10-point tease I hit.
nice.
I had Ohio State and I had Penn State, which they covered that. But other than that, I had no more action on it. Just watching. That was about it.
Jake, I
I
know
went
you
to
did.
Ohio State, so I was rooting for them. I had too much fun there, so I didn't graduate from Ohio State, but definitely went to four years worth of games when Urban Meyer was there, and I had a lot of fun. So I was definitely rooting for them, and I had a nice little 5-leg. I think it was like 560 or something.
Yeah,
parlayed,
570, I think it was.
Yeah, carrying from the previous week. So the Buckeyes were the last leg, so that was nice to top off the win with that one. So it was good. I mean, it's crazy to see the new format, right? I mean, it went from the 4 teams and now it grew, and you see the championship now has the 7th and the 8th seed making the championship game, and so
Yeah.
the new format I think is a success. You could argue some of the early games weren't great, but that's kind of part of the process of weeding it out.
Well, listen, we still ended up with arguably the best 4 teams. You know what I mean? We still got
We
to that
talked about
same
it,
4, right?
Yep,
I mean,
yep.
this is what they wanted. They wanted this to happen. They
Yep.
wanted everyone, we need a shot. We finished great. We won our conference. Well, you got in and you got schmacked, right?
Yeah.
So
And those were
now
2 good games too, right? I mean, like Notre Dame,
Yeah, they
Penn
were.
State was a really good game, and then so was Ohio State and Texas. So I think they got what they wanted.
Yeah, I agree. I was on Ohio State with Jake Jake, did you bet him -6?
No, I think I took money line. I don't remember, but I think I took money line.
I took the Ohio State team total over 28.5. Didn't come home, but I didn't tweet it out. But I was also on Texas team total under 22.5. So that was nice, dude. That fumble, scoop and score.
I was sick.
Oh, by Sawyer, dude. Is Sawyer legit? He's giving me who's that linebacker that the Lions drafted from Iowa? Campbell, Campbell,
yeah,
right?
Jack Campbell. Yeah.
Is he a similar player? Maybe a little bit bigger, not as athletic.
Yeah, he's more of like I think he'll turn into like a Van Noy style like linebacker. Like earlier in his career, he'll drop back a little, but he blitzes a lot, and then I think in the right scheme, he ends up just being on the line more.
It could just be my stupid brain and that they're both named Jack. And I'm like, oh, Jack, linebacker, same. That is same. They are same. They are Jack. Yeah, that's just my stupidity. All right, guys. I just want to tell everyone for the millionth time, I took Ohio State plus 550 as a future. Shout out me, sharp as a razor, looking like one of the best bets of the year, maybe, that anyone's ever put in. A lot of people are talking about this.
Especially after that Michigan game.
Oh, my gosh. People are calling me idiotic, moronic. Now, who is the idiot? Not me. Not me, that's for sure. But, hey, I got to say, Texas played a hell of a game. Oh, the Shandy Capper coming in. Look at this. Look at this. Need to say a huge thank you to Neffy for helping me win my fantasy league. Recommended her a change to my defense and flex spot will helped her win. Shan, we are here to help. You got yourself there. You drafted that team, Shan. That is all you. Happy that we could contribute to that championship winning. Shout out to Shandy Capper. And hey, how about Bryce Young, Shandy Capper, looking awesome in the last game of the season. I know the Shandy Capper was pumped. Bryce Young won. Trudeau resigned. Shandy Capper is in her glory right now. She might still be popping bottles. We don't post that comment.
Yeah, you don't need to say that. You didn't need to have to caveat that.
Come on.
Yeah.
I glossed you all up, Shan. Yeah, shout out Shan.
I don't think you should say that too loud either.
Bryce, baby, keep pounding. Yep. Love it. Love it. Shout out Sir Purr. We love you here at No One to Blame. I'm going to try and get Sir Purr on for an interview. I don't know that he'll talk, but I think just having his presence on the show would be good.
Having it on. Yeah.
The Shan Dog Millionaire. I love it. I love it. All right. So we're talking Wildcard Weekend, right?
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
Just trying to win a game.
I love it.
Had to do it.
I absolutely love it, dude. I absolutely love it. That will be played no less than 24 times today.
Hey, Jesse, before we get to this, did you see what the opening line was for the championship game? Hey, bigger than my number. It was bigger than the number I said. I think I said 8. I said 8, and it's 9.5.
Holy
shit.
Crap.
Yeah.
I think that's probably right, dude. I don't know. Texas, okay, This is what I was saying before I got completely off track. Texas was playing great. Texas played an awesome, awesome game, dude. And they still couldn't do enough against that Ohio State defense. Notre Dame does not have.
Nasty.
Oh, my God. Notre Dame does not have the weapons. Now, would you guys say Notre Dame's defense is as good or better than Texas?
I don't know about better, but I think they might be more dynamic as far as like making. I think they make bigger plays. Like I think that's their way to win is forcing turnovers and even scoring on defense. I think that's how.
I will say it's fairly easy to make plays when Drew Allers is throwing you the ball.
God, did he look terrible?
He's looked awful.
Crap.
Yeah,
no completions.
I mean, Aller and Ewers. I mean, two dudes who could not have tanked their draft stock any farther than those two guys did. They both were terrible.
Yeah, I would argue Allard more than Ewers. I think we've seen Ewers enough, and I think everyone was hoping that this would be Allard's big breakout game. And when if you look at Allard's stats for the game, you're going to say, "Oh my God, Notre Dame kicked their ass," and Notre Dame barely escaped. I mean, just a testament to the talent on Penn State's team,
Yep.
surviving despite of Drew Allard is what it sounds like now, right?
Yep.
Yeah, but let's get in, dude. Wildcard weekend.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
What's fun is that all three of us can control that, and it's going to happen way too much. I wish there was a block button. I wish that you guys couldn't touch it. Here we are, though. We're getting in. We got NFL Wildcard Weekend. Finally, playoffs are here. Some would say finally. Some would say that they're sad to see the regular season go. How are you guys feeling right now?
Hey, this weekend and next weekend are just, and probably now this weekend is taken over because of the college football on Thursday, Friday. Now you got wild card weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Hey, might be the best weekend of the year.
Yeah, that's a great point. I feel like this weekend is made for like a guy's Vegas trip. You know, you go in Thursday and you stay through Monday, and there's just, you know, tons of games. And
this weekend and NCAA tournament weekend.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
Absolutely. We're not going to run through every single game because I'm sure all of us will touch on them betting wise. That is how we're going to talk about it. This is first and foremost a gambling show, a better sports podcast. Kevin, let's pull up Jake's best bets wild card weekend. Let's see where Jake is going.
All right, I went Philly minus 4.5. I'm worried about Green Bay, a little banged up. I think that Philly team at home healthy is just going to be too much. So I like Philly there. I like the Chargers, like most people going on the road. I think their defense gives them a high floor. And I worry about Stroud, man. If he can't take care of the ball, might get a little ugly. And then I like Tampa at home as well. I think they are a well-oiled machine right now, and I trust their experience over Washington. New team, new coaching staff, rookie quarterback. So I'll take Tampa.
Yep, I'm on board with Philly minus 4.5. I'm on the opposite side of you on the Chargers game. I'm on Houston plus 3. We'll talk about my side of that a little bit further.
Good luck.
I like Tampa Bay minus 3. I flip-flop bet this. I got Washington plus 3.5 at a certain point.
Yeah, if you can get the hook, for sure.
Yeah. Kev?
Yeah, I like the Philly. I like the Chargers. The only one I'm on the opposite side of is the Tampa Washington. I like Washington plus 3. Jaden running the ball, kind of explosiveness. I'm on the other side of that one, but I like the other two.
That means they're all going to win if you guys don't like them.
I like them all except for one. It's about the best you can ask.
And then my parlay, I did Rams money line and Chargers minus 3 for plus 343. I think the Rams have a real chance, man. I think they're live.
Yep.
I like that matchup a lot. I think Stafford's going to have answers. I think they're going to get Puka going on some of the quick game stuff. And so I like it's worth a shot there. And then again, I talked about the Chargers. So I like that parlay plus 343.
Yeah.
Is that a tribute?
Yeah, I'm on.
Yeah, go ahead, Kev.
Yeah, I'm on that Rams money line too, Jake. I got that tied into mine, and I do like the Chargers minus 3. Go ahead, Jesse. What you got?
Bond on the Steelers money line.
He's on you. Yep, he is.
Yep. He'll have to watch. For anyone that missed the earlier in the show, me and co-founder of Two Champions have a bet. He took the Steelers straight up. I took the Ravens straight up. This was his idea. I did not. He's a sharp guy. Matt gambles too, so he knows what's going on. He liked it so much that he's just going straight up, no points. Loser's going to get Pinto Ron live on air when the weather gets above 50 degrees in Buffalo. Gotta love it. Yeah, going to all LA parlay. Shout out to people in California. Hope hope everyone's safe. Hopefully they clean this up sooner rather than later, man. Thoughts and prayers go out to all those people, man. It's tough. That game, the Rams game getting moved to the Cardinals is going to be a little tough. What up, Tim?
What's up, Tim?
The Rams game getting moved to Arizona, I think it's going to be tough on those players. I think that's why do you guys think that's why we saw that line movement go from a pick to +2?
I think so. I'm not sure how much home field advantage they really have in that stadium, but yeah, I think it moving. And do you see what they did? They opened up the ticket sales to Arizona Cardinals season ticket holders first. And they bought up 52,000 tickets were Arizona Cardinals season ticket holders. And then they opened it up to the Rams and to Minnesota.
That seems a little shiesty.
A lot of fans were pissed off about it. The resale market immediately exploded. So
yeah,
you could buy tickets for $80 when it first opened, and then afterward, it was all the way up to like $500. So pretty gross that people are trying to take advantage of it.
I heard a good take. I heard a good take on PNT. They said they should have moved this game to St. Louis for the Rams. St. Louis.
Oh,
Rams.
nice.
Oh my God.
Why wasn't it in Vegas though? Like, why wouldn't that make more sense than
Vegas
Arizona?
would make more sense, in my opinion.
I don't know.
I was curious why, unless they have something going on in Vegas.
So, Jake, remember when we played the Niners and that game got moved to Arizona?
Yes. Was that
What's
COVID
up with
year?
that?
I wonder if it's like an ownership thing and like they're like more open availability or something, like the stadium.
There's got to be some correlation there,
right?
I mean, anytime there's like some kind of natural.
I know
disaster.
if there's.
You know who sponsors that stadium, by the way, in Arizona?
Who?
I think it's State Farm.
Oh, that's
you know who canceled a lot of fire insurance in LA?
Yeah,
I saw that one too. That was pretty bad.
Something I seen earlier. Double check some of your bets and who your bookie is, who you're making your bets through, because if a location changes, it could cancel your parlay or it could mess with your bets. So anybody out there, you got bets that happened before this, you might have to go in and replace your bets. Take a look at them.
Yep, absolutely.
Good call out, Kevin.
Yep, I think, if you had 2-leg teaser legs on either side of this game, Minnesota and the Rams, go double check that your bets didn't get canceled. 100%. Good call, Kev. How about the Neffy special, dude? You finally went down, dude. It took 18 to knock Jake off the Neffy special run.
Yeah, week 18 was tough with all those games of who was playing what and what was going on. But finally lost one. So getting back on the wagon. Going Minnesota plus 7.5. I think if the Rams do pull it out, it'll be a close game. It won't be more than over a touchdown. And then Chargers plus 7. I think same thing with Houston. If Houston wins, it's going to be on a late field goal. I don't think it's going to be more than a touchdown. And then Philly plus 5.5. Same thing. I love Philly in that game, but if they lose, I don't think it's going to be by a touchdown. It'll be a field goal or maybe 4 points or less.
Like it.
Yeah, I think you're getting good numbers there. I think I know we'll get through everyone's Neffy specials and we'll talk about some other good teaser numbers that were out there.
There's some good over-unders for sure.
There definitely were. Make sure you guys are monitoring the weather. First game is going to be the Chargers-Texans. It's indoors, but make sure you check that Ravens-Steelers weather tonight before you guys are placing your bets. All right, Kev, that's Jake's best bets. What do you got, Kev? Let's see.
All right, my 3 best bets. I've got Philly minus 4.5. Washington plus 3. Like I said, I'm on the other side of that one with you guys. And then Chargers, Houston under 42. I just think running the ball, Houston's kind of been on the downslope on their offensive side. So I like that under 42.5 on that one.
What do you like most about that Washington plus 3? What got you there?
I just think Daniels running is going to pop open the offense a little bit. I look for him to get one on the ground. I don't know. Something about this Washington team. I like their offense going in with him and Scary Terry. And Tampa has been good. But I know it's probably just me. I just don't know if I trust them in a big game. Not that I should trust a rookie quarterback either. I just like the explosive side coming from Daniels on that side.
Yeah, I don't hate that. Does it scare you at all that Tampa Bay secondary is getting two of their best players back?
Well, yeah, that could be an issue, but first game back also is you never know what you're going to get.
Sure. Jake, thoughts on these?
I'm worried about that Chargers Houston under, man. I'm not sure, how low that game could be. I definitely see the game script where it could be, but I worry a little bit about that. I think there might be a couple like play action shots or some big plays that happen that might break that game open, but I could totally see that game being like under 30 as well. So, yeah,
I'm with you. I think a resounding. I think we're all on Philadelphia. We actually took them. I'm in this contest, and you can only take a team once in the playoffs. And we chose Philadelphia this week. Shout out me and Casino Miguel. Got a bunch of money on the line here. So we talked about 2.5 hours of the course of 2 days in strategy in this. And I think what we landed on is taking Philadelphia in the first round. And as it progresses, we'll update you guys. But I like the Eagles a lot today. I think the Packers with Jordan Love's elbow, I don't know what that's going to do to his throwing motion, and not having Watson downfield as kind of a safety blanket. I think that's going to be tough for them, dude. And one thing we were looking at, I saw an awesome chart. Shout out Casino Miguel again, brought it up. It was EPA, but it was EPA for defense, EPA for offense, and how teams charted. And, there's just direct correlation here with the Lions, the Eagles, the Ravens, and the Bills all being towards the top right of the graph. The Eagles defense, though, man, with an explosive offense and a really good defense, dude, that is like just an awesome
They're
combination
loaded.
here. They really are. And I've been hearing a lot of Jordan Love went in and beat Dallas last year and as a 7 seed and all this shit. It's like, yeah, dude, maybe
Dallas sucked though.
Yeah, that's not the Eagles, brother. The Eagles are a much better team than Dallas was, and this isn't the same Green Bay team. I do like Green Bay's defense. And you guys will get into some of my best bets a little bit more, but yeah, Kev, I like that Philly pick. I don't know what to do in that Washington game.
We're talking
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs?
And I think in the playoffs though, it's you win in the trenches, the line of scrimmages, and I think D-line, O-line really get exposed when you're playing good teams and you're in the playoffs, you're in the elements, and so I think that's where Philly has a big advantage. They're dominant on both sides of the ball when in the trenches, and I think that's going to show, and I think that's where teams get exposed.
I agree. Worried at all? You guys got any worries about Jalen Hurts missing all the time he's missed?
I don't, just because of Barkley, and I think that gives him a nice floor. And then also, I mean, we've seen him in the playoffs, Jalen Hurts, and in the Super Bowl, turn it on. I think he's a little bit of a gamer, so I don't worry about him too much.
No,
I think AJ Brown could have a day today, man. I don't know who's guarding AJ Brown on that Green Bay secondary, so good luck, Green Bay. Kev, you cooked up a juicy little parlay there. What you got cooking?
Yeah. I've got again, I'm probably the only one on the Washington side. I got Washington money line, Rams money line. Gets you to plus 392. Something about the Rams, just they got a week off. They rested. They got Stafford ready, healthy, hopefully. Puka, maybe they can get cut back involved in the offense. I like them potentially win this game outright. Yeah.
Is it more of what you saw in Sunday Night Football?
What do you mean?
About the Minnesota getting blown out?
Oh, well, I've not really trusted Minnesota all year. Obviously, I've been wrong about that a lot because they've been pretty good. But Sam
Shaky.
Darnold, he's been great, but for some reason, there's just I can always in my head see him seeing ghost and going back to the old Sam Darnold. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah.
Walk us through your Neffy special real quick.
Neffy special. Baltimore pick'em. Buffalo +0.5. I just like them to win, and then Washington +13.
I had something similar cooked up. I have something similar placed. I opted to not put it as one of my best bets, but just taking Baltimore and Buffalo to win at that big a favorite just makes sense in my opinion. And then you take a coin flip game, which I think we all think Tampa Bay, Washington could really probably go either way. And just adding 10 points to it, dude, it makes sense to me. Jake, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree. I like that +13 a lot. I don't know Tampa's going to just blow them out if they do win.
Yep, I agree.
Yep.
I agree. A little bit of a revenge factor in that game too. Washington lost to them in Tampa earlier this year. Should be a good game, man. There was supposed to be some weather in that game, but I think it subsided. So, All right, Kev.
What you got?
This is what I got for y'all, man.
Got cooking.
Oh man, I messed this up. I already messed it up. Minnesota -2 should not be on there. Yeah. Let's see. I'll tell you what. We'll ride it out. I did not bet Minnesota -2. That is not a bet that should be in there. Philadelphia, Green Bay under 46. I think both these teams love to establish the run. And I just think this is going to be an under game. I love Philly's defense. Houston +3. I absolutely love this play. I was on Chargers all week, and then it's like it just seemed too obvious. And you start looking at some of the bet splits. Not that it's a telltale for everything, but it's like it just seems like everyone's like, yeah, everyone's just counting Houston out. Well, everyone did that last year too, and then they had a super hot Cleveland team come in there, and then they smacked them. So. Now I know the injuries, but I like Houston's defense. I like it close. Give me the points as a home dog. And I do not like Minnesota -2. I like the Rams +2. Not sure how the graphic got messed up. Obviously you could see in my Neffy special, I'm on the Rams there as well. I'm on the Rams +2. When this number went up, I just liked it too much. I know that they have to go to Arizona now. I know that their families are displaced. I start looking into the numbers a little bit. And I just think, if both these teams come in and they play one of their best games, I just think that the Rams are going to take this, dude. I don't trust Darnold. Is this Darnold's first playoff start? Like, the moment was too big for him last week. And I know he was in Detroit and that crowd was crazy. And you're not going to have a Rams crowd. Might not be a playoff atmosphere. But I still I like the Rams firepower, dude. So give me the Rams +2, not Minnesota -2. Really, the only one I need your guys' opinion on is that under in the Green Bay game.
Yeah, 46.
It's
I like the under in
45.5, I think 45.
Yeah, I like the under in that. Philly's going to want to run the ball, keep Jalen Hurts from getting touched, get him slowly back into the game. I don't trust Green Bay. They've got some injuries. I think I like that.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, nice cold.
Hey,
game.
real quick, I just thought about this when you were talking about the Rams again.
You guys still hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I can't hear you guys at all right now because my headphones keep messing up. Straight up not having a good time. But I'm going to keep talking. So my parlay, dude, I went Philadelphia -3.5. There you go. I think it's fixed. Philly -3.5. I bought it down, and I took Houston +3.5. I bought it up. I got to +183 on that. Just trying to play the numbers and kind of keep it juicy enough to make sense. What do you guys think about that?
Like the Philly, I'm not on Houston at all. I just think that team's on the downward trend.
Yep.
Perfect.
I like the Chargers. Herbert, they're going to run the ball and try to grind it out. But if they have to throw the ball, they're going to be able to do it with Herbert. So that's the only side of that one I don't like.
Strong disagreement. I think Houston's going to be able to get the run game, keep the Chargers off the field a little bit.
What gives you confidence in that Houston team or that Houston run game? They've been terrible, and the Chargers have a good run D.
Yeah, I mean, it's not all analytics. It's just a feel, man.
Gut
They're home
feeling,
playoff dog,
feeling.
man. It was the same thing last year, man.
Yeah, but last year Stroud was actually playing good.
Yeah, I mean, Stroud didn't play bad the limited time that he played last week either. I know the Chargers are a good team. There's a reason that it's 3 points. If it was at the Chargers, what would it be? Like 5? Chargers -5?
Yeah, at least.
Right? So, I don't know. This is also the Chargers' 3rd road game in a row. And I think that's got something to say. And, they're also dealing with some of those
you don't like the Harbaugh? Getting the troops focused and
I do.
having them ready?
I'm just going contrarian. I think the public is so heavy on the Chargers this week. Home dog +3, dude. I'm with it. That's what I like. And I'm taking +3.5 in the parlay. So what's not to like? And then again, what can go wrong if you put them in all 3 of your bets? What could actually go wrong, dude? So how about Houston +13, the Rams +12, and then Kevin, an ode to you, Pittsburgh, Baltimore under 53.5.
Let's go.
I got a couple nephew specials cooked up this week. Like Jake loves ladders. I love teaser bets. I just think there's so many fun options to play with.
Real quick, you talked about the Rams, them guys getting moved and the tickets. And it just popped in my head. I think whenever a football game is brought into that stadium, no matter what it is, I think season ticket holders always get the first. I think that's like part of the package. I remember this with the Rams, even like when bowl games or any of that kind of stuff, I think come in. I think season ticket holders for that stadium get first dibs. I think I could be wrong about that.
Another dumb NFL rule.
Yeah. Someone should look this up. A lot of speculation on our end here.
We deal in rumors and gut feelings.
I was looking at another parlay here. How do you guys feel about? And it's like +108. So it was only +108, and it was 3 legs. So I didn't use this as my best. I love this, dude. The Bills, the Ravens, and the Eagles just all to win in advance. It's super chalky, but dude, +108.
Yeah. Plus money. Bet the mortgage.
That Bills line is -8.5 now. It was 9.5. It's down to 8.5. I think Broncos are taking some money. We'll get into that. That's really is that the only game that we didn't bet on? No one took anything in there.
Yeah,
I got a teaser. I got a Broncos +19.5, a Pittsburgh +19.5, and I think it was the Rams +12. That was going to be one of my nephew specials, but I just wanted to take out the chance of the teams getting blown out.
Yeah.
So let's get into prop bets. Kev, you pull up Jake's prop bets for us. Wildcard Weekend. What are we talking, boys?
We're getting weird, man. We're getting
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
Had to do it.
Do we know? Was that the team when Jim Harbaugh was the Colts quarterback? I'm gonna look that up. Go ahead and cook, Jay. Go ahead.
Probably. So started off with James Cook over 12.5 receiving yards. He had 0 the last 2 games. Now, New England game, he was just trying to get 1,000 yards, so he was just in to get a couple carries. But the Jets game, he had 0 as well. Not too surprising, though. They're really good defending running backs out of the backfield. They have very athletic linebackers, and so there wasn't really an advantage there. I think this is an advantage for the Bills, is running backs out of the backfield. You might see a lot of Ty Johnson, but you're going to see James Cook as well. And so before the last 2 games, he had gone over 12.5 in 3 of the previous 4 games. And so I think he's going to hit this one. I think they're going to have a couple things dialed up for him out of the backfield. So 12.5 is really just 1 reception for him. So I really like that one. I have Bo Nix over 5.5 rushing attempts. He's gone over that in 3 of the last 4 games. In the last 4 games, he's gone 7 attempts, 7 attempts, 3 attempts, and 8 attempts. I think he's going to have to run in this game. I think he's going to be scrambling, and I think he gets over 5.5. Devonta Smith over 60.5 receiving yards. He's gone over 100 in 2 of his last 3 games. He went for 84 in this first matchup. Jair Alexander's on IR. What are they going to? I think a lot of focus is going to be on AJ Brown, and then it's going to be Devonta Smith just feasting as Kevin has an earthquake in his house or something. So I really like Devonta Smith. I was looking at like a mini ladder with him, like 60 to 100 or something. I could even see him going off for like a big game in this, a couple big catches. I really like Devonta Smith here. Jaden Daniels, you talked about him running around. I like him doing that as well. Over 51.5 rush yards. He's gone over that in 4 of 6 games. He went for 88 in their first matchup this year, and I think he's got to run this game. And this could be another one where he, especially late, he's scrambling around trying to make plays. I definitely look for him to go over that. He could even be pushing for 100 in this game. And then the last one, Zach Ertz, over 3.5 receptions. He's gone over it in the last 2 games. He had 5 receptions and 6 receptions. I think they're starting to go to him more and focus him more over the middle. If you remember, he had the concussion and then he had some injuries, and he's healthy now, and I think he's that security blanket for Daniels.
Kev, your initial thoughts on Jake's props?
Yeah, I like all of them. The only one, the Devontae Smith over 60.5. I think it's going to be under low scoring, maybe a little more run heavy would be my only worry, but he could get that in a couple catches also. So other than that, yeah, I love all the other ones. Bo Nix over 5.5, like it. Jaden Daniels, a little high number, but I do like it. I'll hit a little bit on these quarterback rushing numbers later also.
Same.
Love that. Love it. I got James Cook at 11 earlier this week.
Nice.
So I'm with you there. I love the James Cook one. Bo Nix rushing attempts. Yeah. The only thing that worries me is that our defensive line, where are they in the playoffs? Are they going to show up? Right. Is he going to have to run for his life? Do you know what I mean?
Right. I think there's going to be some design runs with him too. So I'm not super worried about it. But yeah, that's a good call. I mean, if he can just sit back there and dink and dunk, that's a concern. I also worry like a game script where they're maybe behind would be advantageous as well, right? But what happens if they get an early lead? Are you going to see him run at all? So there's definitely a little risk in that one.
Absolutely.
But you've seen the last 3 games they've played tough teams, right? They played Cincinnati, Chargers, Kansas City, and so he's been running more, as the games have gotten more competitive and tighter. So.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. I'm trying to find. I had a good stat here, and now Denver. Oh, there's Denver. Denver against running backs. They don't let up a ton of receiving yards, but that's where I think our offense needs to do that to get those wide receivers going, to get Josh Allen going. We need to get our running backs involved. That's something the Bills do really well. So I think James Cook over 11 yards, over 12.5 yards, he can get that in one play. I really
they
like
play
that
a lot
one.
of man coverage, and if you're going to match up man against James Cook, like good luck. Yeah,
exactly. I don't think that the teams in the last 4 weeks, the Broncos haven't let up a ton of yards to receivers. I haven't looked at the whole season. I got some stats in front of me, but yeah, love it. Kevin, what'd you chef up for us?
All right, starting off, I got Sam Darnold over a half interception, minus 112. The ghost of Sam Darnold, right? Bo Nix over 1.5 pass TDs at plus 141. I like him to they're going to have to keep up with this Buffalo offense. So I think it could lend themselves to him throwing and maybe, breaking out a couple TD passes in this game, even in a loss. Justin Herbert over 19.5 rushing yards. At minus 114. he's been mixing in the run more this year than he has in the past. I know the last couple of years he's been a little more banged up, so I think they've kind of gotten away from that. But playoffs, man, these guys are opening up. They'll do what they need to take to get first downs and get yards. So AJ Brown, anytime touchdown at plus 120, plus 120 for their number one target. I'll take it most times. And then Brian Robinson Jr. over 9.5 receiving yards. I know Eckler's back and is going to be a part of that passing game out of the backfield. But, man, one catch, 9.5 yards. I know he doesn't get a lot of the passing game work, but it only takes one. So,
Jake?
I'm looking up the Brian Robinson one because I've gotten cooked by him before on a low number. I think
Last
the
week
number
we did.
was that last week. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got one catch for 6 yards. The week before
you
he
had
had
him at like 7.5, and I got him at 5.5. We talked about that.
yeah, and then the week before that he had 2 catches for 9 yards. So I worry about the 9.5, especially with Eckler back. That was with Eckler out. So Eckler's back. So I worry about that one, but you're right though. It's really one catch and he can go. He can get over that. I love the Herbert. You're gonna see me in the ladder section be on Herbert. I like the Bo Nix one too. I think throwing to running backs, tight ends, even Sutton, if they're chasing, I definitely like that one. And I'm all over the Darnold interception. I can't believe it's minus 112.
Yeah, I like that too. So I got something interesting for you guys real quick on that Darnold game. Where's this line? So this Minnesota Vikings line is now -2, -125, and at my book. So my book is clearly taking some money on Minnesota. Now this is interesting though. The total is over 47.5. The team total for Minnesota Vikings is 24.5. The team total for the Rams is 23.5, shaded to the under. Do we think, isn't there some correlation here that we're missing here? Minnesota -2, but a Rams team total at 23.5. I don't know.
What was the Minnesota team total?
24.5. And the over-under is 47.5. So I don't know. Maybe an under in this game. I don't know.
Here's one for you. Underdogs are 52-34 against the spread in the NFL playoffs since 2017.
Underdogs are 52-34. Wow.
Yep. That's a crazy number.
That is crazy. I love it. I love Kev. I love the Darnold interception. He's gonna, the Rams. I was listening to something. If the Rams pass rush can get home, dude, their secondary is like a top 10 secondary in the NFL. Yep. And they got those two guys. Didn't they? Weren't they teammates from Florida State? Those two rookies.
Yeah, Verse and what was the defensive tackle's name? Drawing a blank.
Shout out young native Tino 64. The Grim Reaper wants to face the Broncos for a rematch. Yeah. Not going to happen. So don't you guys remember the 13 seconds? The Kansas City loves to troll us, Buffalo fans. 13 seconds. Bills take the lead, and Andy Reid goes to Pat Mahomes. Go out there and be the Grim Reaper, which is one of the, if you're not a Bills fan, it's one of the coldest, most awesome moments of all time. And then he goes out and they beat us. Yeah, well, sorry for having to tell you about it now. Sorry to have to relive this trauma. You can just go ahead and book a therapy appointment now.
I live in KC territory, so I deal with it all the time. But
oh my God, I don't even know why are we even talking about 13 seconds right now? Kev, I love, and we talked about this a little bit earlier, but I love the AJ Brown anytime touchdown bet at plus 120. I think that without Jair Alexander, who's covering AJ Brown, dude? Like, this dude is one of the most physical, athletically gifted wide receivers in the league. And squeaky wheel, he's been a squeaky wheel. They want to feed this guy the rock. I think they're going to be able to get it to him. And then the Brian Robinson one, like Jake said, he got 6 last week with Eckler coming back. That's the only thing is Eckler being back that scares me about that. But to your point, maybe they dial something up and he just breaks out 1 for 10 yards. Boom. I mean, you're there. I love it. I'm fine with that. Bo Nix will throw for 0 touchdowns though. So if you can just, just rip up that money, rip up that ticket. That's not going to happen. Broncos might get shut out. Could be a bloodbath.
38-0.
It could be. He's got a little Mac Jones in him, dude. I think we're going to see it this week. Yeah. So my prop bets. I started out with the parlay. I just loved the number too much. Jaylen Warren to get 3 receptions and 20 receiving yards at plus 108. I got cooked on this last week. I was all over Warren and Najee Harris. And I don't know what the Steelers were doing against that
Arthur Smith.
Cincinnati. Oh
Arthur
my God,
Smith, man,
but
brutal.
They need this.
Yeah.
They need to throw it to Warren to have success, in my opinion. I think he gets going a little bit today, and he's had 2 good games. He's hit this number both times playing the Ravens, I believe. So at plus 108, I'm with it. I got Zach Ertz 39 receiving yards. He has done this the last 2 games, 44-72. It's the targets that I like, and I think if it's kind of game script as well. If what I think is going to happen is Washington is going to be down, I do. And if that's the case, I think they're going to have to pass the ball to have success. You can't really run the ball in Tampa Bay as much. I do like the Jaden Daniels rushing because of this as well, game script. And he's just been loving throwing it to Ertz, man. 5 targets, 7 targets. He had a couple weeks where I think he was nicked up. He only had a couple targets, but then 6 targets. It doesn't take much, man. Longs of 37, 19, 25, 11. He gets some chunk plays, so I don't think 39 is too much to ask for there.
I look to ladder him. That's so much I liked him. I really like him in this game.
Perfect. McMillan 49 receiving yards. I just think this number is too low, man. So okay, and here's the thought process, because I also liked Mike Evans' number was low too. It was like, what did I get it at? Mike Evans was 76, and that's not low, but for Evans, I think it's low. Washington secondary it's okay, and I know they got Lattimore, right? They got Lattimore, and if that's the case,
that don't mean what it used to. I don't think.
Well, it's still part of it, though, right?
Yeah,
it's still part of it. They're gonna try. I think Washington would be making a big mistake to not tell Lattimore, "Hey, go be a dog. Get us one more against Mike Evans." You know what I'm saying?
Get Mike Evans thrown out of the game.
Exactly. But dude, if he can't throw it to Evans, if like last game against the Saints, dude, they could not get it to Evans. It took how many targets, receptions to just hit that number, dude. Meanwhile, McMillan went 5 for 74 and a touchdown. The week before, 551, 2 touchdowns. The week before, 557 and a touchdown. The week before against the Chargers, 5 for 75 and a touchdown. The week before against the Raiders, 459, 2 touchdowns. I think we should probably bet McMillan for a touchdown, fellas.
Yeah.
Holy shit. But yeah, locking that McMillan touchdown. He's had 5 straight games with at least 1 touchdown. 2 of them, he had 2 touchdowns. And how about his longs, dude? 33, 16, 16, 26, 29. Dude,
what do you think his anytime touchdowns at?
Plus 120.
Plus 160.
Wow. Dude, go get on that. Plus 160. The dude that's scored 5 games in a row. That it could be more. It could be 6. I'm just not scrolling down far enough. I don't care. 49 receiving yards, dude. I think it's very attainable. Hawkinson, 40 receiving yards. Now, over the last 4 weeks, the Rams have given up 375 receiving yards to tight ends. I don't know what happened. I don't know why. They've also let up the most targets to tight ends. The Bills are there too in both of these categories, just so you guys know. So Broncos tight ends today. They've let up the most receptions to tight ends the last 4 weeks, and they're tied for the most touchdowns they let up against. I just think Hawk can get 40 all day here, dude. I mean, I don't know what's going on in this Rams defense letting it up to the tight ends, but they're going to have to pay attention to JJ and Addison. And then and Naylor, shout out us last week. Naylor, mini ladders cooking, both of them, receptions and receiving yards, 2, 3, 4 rungs. Shout out us. What up? No one to blame. But dude, I think Hawkinson can get 40 yards today, easy. And let me pull his longs, dude, or what I think I was attracted to here. Hawkinson's longs, 28, 19, 16, 18. I take Detroit out. Last week was an outlier, but he had 8 targets in that game against Detroit, right? Give me Hawkinson 40 receiving yards. Last but not least, dude, I got this number early. We've been telling you since week 1 of the season, get your bets in early. Bucky Irving, over 85.5 rushing yards, at least 86 rushing yards, minus 118. Dude, I think he's going to have a field day today against Washington. Tampa goes, I think, as Bucky Irving runs the ball. And you guys will be surprised to know that over the last 4 weeks, Washington's given up 450 yards on the ground, and they've given up 5 touchdowns. They also, just for the season, they've given up the 4th most yards on the ground. Bucky Irving should cook here. Thoughts?
I like the Ertz, McMillan, Hawkinson, Bucky. Hey, Bucky, way too early fantasy talk. Bucky Irving is a top-notch fantasy pick next year. First round running back high. The only one I'm worried about would be Jaylen Warren, just because there have been games where Pittsburgh does not put him on the field, and he needs to be on the field more. I don't understand why. There's times when he goes drives where he does not get in the game for some reason.
Arthur Smith.
Yeah.
He did it last year with Bijan, man.
He's the more explosive player. I just don't understand why he's not on the field. That's the only thing that worries me is the Arthur Smith factor. So
both games against Baltimore, there's something that they see against Baltimore that they like.
Yep. 5 for 44, 4 for 27.
Yeah, exactly. And that's because I agree with you, Kev. Like last week, he didn't get a target. And he had like 6 rush. And maybe they were just keeping him healthy for the playoffs. I honestly, I have no clue what was going on. Because, with Baltimore winning, maybe they were just resting the guy and not wanting to put anything on tape, dude. I don't know. I think it smashes, dude. I'm calling a first half cash on that one. Especially now that you hate it.
I'm all over that one, too. The only one I don't like is Hawkinson.
Yeah,
the Hawkinson one, dude, is very,
I just don't like him, man. I think he's not right. He hasn't been, super confident. Darnold hasn't been confident throwing to him. I've been burned by that one too much. 40's not that high, though, and so he could totally hit it. I'm not a big fan of his.
Fair enough. Before we go any further, guys, just want to let everybody know what we're talking about.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
Can you imagine if that dude is your head
coach? That never gets old.
That
never gets old.
If that was the Bills head coach, oh my God. I would have just lost my collective mind. Okay, so Jake has got a ton of bets. What we're gonna do?
Really?
I'm a bachelor this weekend, guys. I have way too much time on my hands. Yeah, dude. Awesome. I just was in the kitchen way too much cooking up bets, man.
Yeah, and Kev, you like to know that Jake has been working on NBA 3-point ladders. He's been in the lab for that. So when football season is done, no one to blame doesn't stop at football. I've been on college basketball. My record after last night, I went 2-5 last night. 62-65 on the season.
College basketball's been tough, man. It's been all over the place.
Dude, I was betting.
It's usually the most
consistent.
Yeah, home teams, man.
Well, yeah, if you're a good better. if you know what you're betting on, I don't know. I've got a system that I'm working out right now. I went 12-9 the other day. Dude, check this out. 12-9 2 days ago, and I posted all these plays at @do_Neffy on X. All the plays are posted. If you don't believe me, I don't know what to tell you. I don't really care. So 8-5 on dogs, and 7 outright winners on the system that I'm running right now.
Jeez.
So there's something
winning
cooking,
money.
dude. There's something cooking. Last night, dude. Oh my God. Shout out Slob Baffert if you're still in the chat. He gave this out. I forgot his Twitter handle. It's Marty McFly 88 or something. He's on the tweet. He gave me under 139.5 in the UCLA game, and then from what he told me, a scrub with like almost no time left drained to 3, and it closed 140.
Ouch.
Are you
Is he
kidding me?
related to Bob Baffert?
It's Slob Baffert. He's our resident.
Not Bob. Not Bob.
expert. No, he's got the name Slob Baffert because he's our resident pony expert.
He likes the mutters.
Dude, yes, he was in the chat when you and Don were talking about it. When we get going, dude,
we love horse racing. Oh my God.
Yeah, we'd be honored to have you on, Slob, if you're listening. I actually think he might be babysitting both kids this weekend. So he's probably got his
we'll
hands
have to
full
get into
right
that
now,
too,
but-
because the season's gonna start up in the spring. So
Exactly. So I think he's got vested interest in some ponies too.
let's go.
Before we get into ladders, guys, let's just knock DFS out.
okay.
Kev, could you throw that on loop, hold the graphic up, and let's go with our DFS for Wildcard Weekend, and then we're gonna end the show with some ladders.
All right. Starting off here, much to the demise or dismay of you Buffalo Bills guys, Lamar Jackson, 8,700 at QB.
MV3.
Yeah, did you guys see the odds shifted on that?
Yeah, bad. It's because no one. It's been like how long since non-AP quarterbacks won MVP? It's been
the
a
list
long
I
time.
seen was
2003 or something. 2004.
Yeah, it was like 20-something years. Yeah,
it was a co-MVP with McNair and someone else.
Dude, if they give it a co-MVP, people are gonna lose their shit.
They're gonna do it. They're gonna do a co-MVP.
So it went from Lamar plus 300 to minus 260, and Josh Allen minus 500 to plus 200.
Wow.
Wah, wah, wah. Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Good.
all right, dude.
Good. More fuel. More fuel for him.
Yes.
Love it.
Keep doubting him, dude. I know Lamar's got this awesome playoff track record. Wait, what? No. Anyways, Jaden Daniels, 8,400. I just wanted to mix it up a little bit. I had a couple lineups. I
almost took him. I really like him, especially on the ground here, man.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a
I had
good play.
Mayfield in my other lineup. So that I went with the Daniels lineup instead. So, yep.
So I've been on a little heater in DFS since you've said I have to play these lineups.
Perfect.
And so I've cashed in 4 straight. So try to keep it going. Baker Mayfield 7,900. I think he's gonna do it on the ground a little and throw some. And the price is too good. Saquon Barkley, I paid up for him. I just think, like we talked about, they're gonna feed him the ball. Whether it's on the ground or in the air, they're gonna ride him, and I think it's worth the cost.
I agree. We talked about Bucky Irving having a day today. I know, Jake, that you like him. Looking at your lineup there, 7,600. I thought that was way too low, dude. I think Bucky could light him up today. Bucky Irving, 7,600.
Yeah. I'm also on Saquon. Again, I just think he's going to be the bulk of their offense, bulk of the yards, bulk of their touchdowns. So I paid up for him. And then I went on the lower side at Brian Robinson Jr., 6,500. Goal line, short yardage, red zone, touchdown, running. He's going to get the carry. So I'll take a roll of the dice on that one.
Yeah. I mean, touchdown dependent, low cost for a running back too. So I could see you there. I paid up a little bit for Kyron Williams. I think he's going to have some success against Minnesota, and they love to get this dude in the end zone. 8,600 was a little expensive, but Bucky being so cheap, I went with Kyron Williams.
I went with Bucky. We talked about him. And then I went with Jalen McMillan. We talked about him. He's gone over 50 in the last 5 games, scored a touchdown in the last 5 games. 6,400 is just way too cheap.
Yep. Our darling, Olamide Zacchaeus. I don't know how to pronounce his name. That's what we're going with.
Daddy. Ladder baby.
Yeah. I love this dude. He's going to be popular in the ladder segment as well. I had to go cheaper here. I had to find someone that we like, and I went Zacchaeus for 5,600.
Yeah, my first two wideouts. I went Terry McLaurin. Look for him to have a big day. Him and Daniels, and then I've got Rashad Bateman, 6,100. Obviously with Flowers out, he's gonna probably get some targets. So for that low price, I'll take a shot.
Wasn't the last time the Ravens and Pittsburgh played, didn't Joey Porter Jr. not play?
I think he was hurt, yeah. Or maybe it was his first game back from injury, his knee injury.
It's going to be interesting today. The more I talk about that game, the more I love the under tonight. I went again. So I think Tampa Bay is going to try and take away McLaurin from Daniels. They could already stop the run to then take away their threat. I think it's going to leave Ertz open, and I think it's going to leave Zacchaeus. That's why I took him. I think the same thing is going to happen with Evans. I think they're going to try to take Evans away. So give me McMillan for 6,400.
Love it. I went Laddie boy. I just think it doesn't matter who he lines up against, who marks him. They move him all over the place. They're going to feed him the ball. And 7,500 was just too good a price for me. I think he's going to have a day moving all around, all over the field. And then I went with our boy, another ladder star, Jalen Naylor. I think this is another spot where you could see him have his 50 to 70 yards on 4 catches or 5 catches, and 4,900 is just an absolute steal.
I think we should call our ladder darlings the Werner Bros.
There you go. Okay.
Werner, probably the top ladder manufacturer in the United States, right?
Yeah. Or do we just call them lads?
Lads,
the ladder
Werner
aisle.
Bros. The ladder aisle. Love it, Kev. I also went Ladd McConkey. I think the Texans are going to have a hard time controlling this dude. He's an animal. Give me Ladd McConkey 7,500. Kev, round out your bottom 4.
Round out my team here. So I'm going Dontavian Wicks as my third wide receiver, 5,400. With Christian Watson out, these Packers wide receivers, it's kind of a toss-up who has big games. So I'll take a shot on him. Dallas Goedert, tight end, 6,000. Then I've got Jalen McMillan in my flex, as I think we all have him on our roster. And Washington Commanders on defense at 3,600.
Had to go cheap. Respect it. I went Isaiah Likely. Jake put me onto him earlier in the week, and then when you see Zay Flowers is not going to be there, they're going to have to run some 2 tight end sets, and Likely has had some good games. Jake will give you more data against Pittsburgh. I went Cooper Kupp in my flex, dude. I actually heard something today that the last time that these two teams played on Monday Night Football, where the Rams were there, the Minnesota's defense had no plan for Puka Nacua, so that's why Puka went off on him, which I think was crazy. Well,
that seems insane.
Flores said it. It was in an interview. He actually said it. He said they thought there was 0% chance he would play. They had no packages. Yeah, I don't know if I believe all that. Could be excuses, but I do like Cooper Kupp, man. Give me some resurgence here. I think they're going to do something to stop Puka. And then I had to go cheap on defense. I like Green Bay's defense. I don't love the matchup, but Green Bay, 3,700.
I like it. So Isaiah Likely is 2 games against Pittsburgh. He had 3 for 29 and a touchdown, and then he had 4 for 75. So I agree with you.
Should have been a touchdown there too.
Yeah, exactly. Should have been a touchdown there. So I like him. I like him in these big games. I think they use him all over the place. I talked about Devonta Smith earlier. I think he's due for a big game. I think this could be a spot. All the focus is on AJ Brown. They shade his way, and then Devonta Smith just goes off with some big plays. And then I went Steelers defense, just bargain, cheapest defense. I'm hoping maybe they can have one of their vintage stopping Lamar games where 3 of his 6 worst games were against Pittsburgh. So I'm wondering if they can cook another one up here, force some turnovers, some sacks, and just at least get positive points.
Yep. No, I'm with you. Kev, bring us back to reality, please. I actually had, I think it was Casino Miguel, my buddy in Charlotte. We were talking, and he was thinking that this is kind of like a turning point where the Ravens and Lamar are going to start putting it on Pittsburgh, and that some of those old talking points are going to start going away. He thinks this is going to be a narrative changing game. I can see that happening too. I can. It could be a change of the guard, dude. I mean, they brought in friggin' Derrick Henry, dude. Yeah, so
maybe,
whatever.
But like Derrick Henry's old, dude. Like that's not going to stay for long. Like they're at home. They're the favorite. They're the 3 seed. Like this should be a game where Baltimore wins. So I don't know. Is it changing the guard if they win, and even if they cover like by 10? I don't think so. What's Pittsburgh showed in the playoffs anyway? That they're the last 6 or 7 years that Pittsburgh's some dominant team. So I don't know. I think they still have play Baltimore tough. It's a divisional game, and so I don't know if it really matters what happens.
I think I was more or less talking about Lamar's lack of success against Pittsburgh. That's kind of what I was talking about.
Yeah, maybe.
But all your other points make sense.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Shout out Lon in the chat. We were talking about Lattimore just getting Evans frustrated could be a big thing today. So look for McMillan. Kate Otten's back, dude. I don't know if anyone's got some Kate Otten props out there.
I wanted to so bad, but the Commanders are pretty good against tight ends. So
yeah, they are. Kev, what do you got for your ladder play wild card weekend?
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
Loops.
It's so good. It's so good. You caught him too, because Jesse was not expecting that second one.
Yeah, that was all my doing, dude. Shout out me.
Well done.
All right. Let's see here. Yeah, so I'm on Dontavian Wicks receptions.
Wow.
Again,
if you get to the 4th rung here, I would just be. I'm gonna just clap. I might even make you a T-shirt and ship it to you, and just the ladder king, dude. If he gets 7 or more, that is just what a call out, man. What a call out.
This is a dart. I'm throwing a dart here.
Love it.
Watson's out. All year these receivers have just every game it's somebody different. So let's take a shot here. Starting off at 4 receptions at -110. 5th reception gets you to +175. 6th reception gets you to +337. And Jake's 4th rung here, 7 receptions +662. 8 receptions gets you to +1340. And topping out 9 receptions at +2,802.
That is insane.
Why not,
right.
dude?
Here's a quiz
not?
for you guys. What's the most receptions he's had in a game this year?
I'm looking
4?
at it, so I won't go.
You're close. 5. He did it. He did it twice.
Okay.
He had 13 targets against Minnesota.
He did.
What was that all about?
That's what I'm talking about. You just never know with Love and that offense.
So he's had 5 or more targets in 5 of the last 6 games.
Yep.
The one game against Seattle, he only had 2. So that was the Josh Jacobs game, wasn't it? Didn't Jacobs score 3 touchdowns against Seattle?
Remember.
Yeah, and he's had 4 receptions in 4 of 6 games. So
yeah,
I mean, at least hitting your bottom rung, and then the rest is gravy. So
I love it. I
love it too.
Kev putting in the research this week.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
what I'm talking about, Kev.
I like it.
Let's go.
Kev, do you have a long shot bet that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, I do not have a. It don't matter.
Do you want to go put it on graphic real quick?
No, I'm good.
Well, you can't just talk about a 10-leg parlay.
I don't need your stinking graphic. I got it here on my phone.
You made them.
Yeah, I didn't make this one because I was cooking this one up last night and I was busy this morning.
God.
So I've got a 10-leg because that's the max. My
get their
bookie
pen
let
and
me
paper
put in.
out.
Yeah, Jesus.
Keep it simple for a complicated. All the quarterbacks over rushing yard numbers. I had to leave 2 of them off because it only let me do 10 legs. So I left off Allen and I left off Jaden Daniels because their numbers were pretty high, and I wasn't feeling comfortable about the over on them.
Okay,
So
let's hear him.
You've got Lamar Jackson over 50.5. That's the highest number I left on the board. Jordan Love over 5.5 rushing yards. Justin Herbert, which I think we all kind of hit on earlier, over 20.5 rushing yards. Jalen Hurts over 39.5. Matt Stafford over a half rushing yard. Baker Mayfield over 19.5 rushing yards. CJ Stroud over 13.5. Russ Wilson over 15.5. Sam Darnold over 11.5. And then rounding out, Bo Nix over 27.5. So that gets you to plus 56,500. $5 on that'll win you $2,800.
You're gonna feed families, man. Feed villages.
Yeah, man.
$5 to win 2,800. That is a lotto ticket right there, Kev. I
Let's
love
go.
it. I also bet the Mayfield over 19.5 rushing yards.
Me too. We're gonna get to it.
Yeah, I like that a lot today.
Also,
right,
real quick before we push through this last leg here, I'm gonna hit some AG Alter Ground snow removal, and then we'll push through the end of the show. Alter Grounds Landscaping's got you. What's up, Jake?
No, I love how you're like,
up,
oh,
Jake.
we'll get this quick ad and then we'll get the rest of the show. Like the show's almost over. Like we're we're like a third way through. Like
yeah, once we hit these bets, though, it's gonna go like crazy. So yeah, hit up Alter Grounds, especially right now in the Midwest. I know they've got snow on the ground, snow removal. They'll take care of you. All your business needs for snow removal. 618-972-9632. That's 618-972-9632. Check them out on altergroundlandscaping.com.
I love it.
All right.
Shout out Alter Ground. Best in the Midwest, St. Louis Metro East area. Promo code AGNOTB. Kev, I have got a couple mini ladders, couple step stools. My first
Welcome
one,
to the aisle ladder at No One to Blame.
Welcome to the DGen part of the show. It's gonna get electric in here. We're saving our main event here. He's warming up. Jake's gonna start stretching in the background.
turn your fans on. It's about to get hot.
It's gonna get hot in here. I got three. Let's see. I got 4 mini ladders and a regular ladder. Okay.
Oh my God! You were making fun of me.
I'm going back to the well with Jalen Naylor receiving yards. The numbers are too low, dude. I love that number.
Yeah,
it starts at 16, 26, 36, 46. I think he did this last game. Pull that up real quick. I just, he's not gonna go more than that. I don't think so, at least. So I don't want to put a big bet on the bottom rung and then have to, have him go out all these other ones. But the last 2 games, 81 and 53 receiving yards respectively. I love it. I think he's going to have a decent game against that Rams secondary, especially when they're focused on Jefferson and Addison. Javonte Williams receiving yards. Last 4 weeks, the Buffalo Bills are giving up the 4th most yards to running backs in the air, 171 yards through the air. Teams are targeting running backs against the Bills As for the season, the Bills have given up the most yards to the running backs through the air, 750. They've also given up 6 touchdowns to it. So Javonte Williams, 14 receiving yards, minus 120, 24 plus 138, 34 plus 223. And then just let's get him to 44 receiving yards, plus 366. You never know what this Broncos backfield is going to do. I just think he's got the best chance at catching the balls. He went 3 for 50 last game. He went 7 for 29 against the Chargers a couple games before that. And had 2 receptions against the Bengals for no yards. So you never really know what's going to happen here, but it's a good matchup for him.
I love it. I played an alt, actually. You can do alt rushing receiving yards with him.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so like last game he had 28 rushing yards and 50 receiving yards.
Yep.
And then 2 games ago he had 24 rushing yards, 29 receiving yards. So 54 and 78. Well, the alt rushing receiving totals are really low for him. 25 plus is minus 155. 40 plus is plus 185. 50 plus is plus 340, and 60 plus is plus 600. Like, those are so low. Like, I love that alt rushing receiving if you can get it. I definitely love just the straight receiving too, but they give him carries too, and we've seen this Bills defense be susceptible on the ground and in the air, and so I love all those. I'd probably play that full ladder for Javonte Williams.
You're an animal. Of course you would. You just see you have no restraint, Jake. That's the problem.
None,
now,
dude. None.
I've got 2 more coming up here. If you got children in the room, you're gonna want to get them out. The one is disgusting, dude. You don't want kids to see this, but the first one, dude, is Isaiah Likely.
Oh my god.
Isaiah Likely is the first one. Now Jake talked about what are the stats for Likely against Pittsburgh? One more time.
He went for 75 yards and then 29 yards. 3 for 29 and a touchdown, and then 4 for 75.
You mix in that Zay Flowers is out. Not great, but I think they're going to run these 2 tight end sets, and he's a huge target, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Likely to catch a touchdown today is probably a good bet as well. But he's hit at least 28 and 3 out of the last 5. I think he hit 75 against Pittsburgh, like we just talked about. He hit 111 week 1 against KC. I doubt that that's going to happen, but he hit 47 against Cleveland. It's very boomer bust here, but I like the bottom number with Flowers out. You got to love the bottom number to start a ladder. If you don't love the bottom number of your ladder, it's got to be a bet to cover the rest of the bets. So if you don't love the bottom number, dude, it's not a ladder bet. You're just, what are you doing?
Yep.
The next one, dude, Robert Woods, baby.
God.
Bobby Trees.
What team does he play for? What team does he play for now?
Bobby Trees and the Houston Texans. I think they're going to try and limit Nico Collins. Obviously, we've had some Bobby Trees sightings now with Tank Dell and with Stephon Diggs out. He went 2 for 39 last week. He went 2 for 21 the week before, 3 for 19 the week before at KC. And I think what game did Bobby Trees? Was it the Kansas City game that Dell got hurt? You guys know?
Can't remember.
Yeah, that was in the end zone. Yep, it was Kansas City.
Right.
Yep.
So, I mean, against the Jets, he went for 44 yards earlier this year. But the whole thing, it's just a play, guys. They're going to have to pass it to someone, right? And I know they got Schultz, Hutchinson. And then, the other guy that I was looking at, dude, was Mechie. I do like Mechie. Mechie's been getting peppered with targets 4, 8, and 4. Robert Woods, 10 receiving yards. Come on, man. Like that's very, very attainable. Had longs check this out. Longs of 24, 16, 17, and 12 in his last 4 games.
Yeah.
Okay.
He gets one.
You got to love 10. And I love it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. My main ladder, Zacchaeus receiving yards, We were on Zacchaeus last week, and I know we gave him to Matt to play in his fantasy, and I think he caught a touchdown last week. No, he didn't.
Yeah.
He went 2 for 51. He caught a touchdown the week before, but they've been going to him a lot more lately. The Dallas game is kind of an outlier. Jaden Daniels only played half the game, but the last 2 games with Jaden Daniels against Philly, he went 5 for 70, 2 touchdowns, and then against Atlanta, 8 for 85 and a touchdown. I know we talked about Tampa Bay's pass defense getting a couple of their guys back, but I just think, with them focusing on McLaurin, I think Zacchaeus has turned it up. 9 targets, 8 targets in those 2 games I just talked about. Give me the ladder, dude. Started at 36, minus 117, which I love. 36 yards. He's done 4 out of the last 4 games, right? So I started at 36. That's perfect. 46 plus 129, 56 plus 195, 66 plus 294, 76 plus 450, 86 plus 702. If he can get to 96 receiving yards plus 1128, he hasn't gotten that all year. He's hit 85 twice, and won just a couple of games ago. So yeah, I love it. That's what I got.
I love it. I was not shaking my head at you, Jesse. I was shaking it at Jake.
Yeah. Jake, what'd you just send us? I was trying to.
Don't be sending me that shit, Jake.
Oh my God. Read it out loud, Jake.
Deion Sanders has interest in your Las Vegas Raiders. Apparently, he has some NFL guys that have leaked to the Raiders or expressed interest and let them know that he would be interested in that job. So, do you want some Shadur Sanders and some Deion Sanders in Vegas?
I don't want either one of them in Vegas. Give me, give me Ben Johnson and Cam Ward, or Ben Johnson and Jackson Dart, and I'm good. No prime.
Yeah. Yuck.
All right. Cav, do you have any more bets you want to talk about before we let the line out of the cage?
I do not. I
got one more. I got one more. I'm gonna pull up.
You got one more. I want to see this TD one you got. Yeah.
This is not a parlay. These are just some touchdown bets that I've placed today. The dismissal, dude. Will Dissly plus 325 to score a touchdown today. This number is out of control, dude. In the last 4 weeks, Houston has given up. They're tied for the most touchdowns to tight ends with like the Rams. They've given up 3 touchdowns to tight ends the last 4 weeks. They've also given up 228 passing yards in the last 4 weeks to tight ends. They've been susceptible to tight ends. I look for a big Dissly game today, dude. His numbers are typically low, plus 325 to catch a touchdown. Josh Allen's playoffs, dude, minus 125. That number should be like minus 167. Just like Bucky Irving's. I also think Bucky can get in twice at 3-1. Nico Collins plus 140. I think he gets in the end zone. Scary Terry to score a touchdown against Tampa Bay plus number. And then Hawkinson, I just said the Rams, dude, have been abysmal against the tight end. Hawk to get a touchdown 2-1. Those are some early touchdown bets. There'll probably be more. It's only Saturday, baby. We still got Sunday and Monday. Hey, Jake, do you want me to pull up your first? Jake's got 78 graphics.
Don't even try to count. Just start going through them.
All right. Here, the line's out of the cage. Jake,
all right, boys.
Roll up. Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
Roll up the sleeves, get the gloves on, get the climbing chalk, and get ready to start climbing. Because we're going for a ride here. Justin Herbert, 18.5 rushing yards. He's gone over 25 in 2 of the last 3 games. The Texans give up the 11th most quarterback rush yards. And I think he's going to use his legs in this one, man. He's done it this year. He's broken a couple for some long gains, and I really like it. The odds really jump up over 40 yards, and I think that's a mark he could hit today. So I like this one a lot. What do you guys think?
Everybody pull up your sports books. We're tailing Jake. Let's go, Jake.
Let's make some money, boys. So he's gone. He went 42 yards last week. He went 28 2 weeks prior. He's gone for 65 and 49 also this year. So I like it.
Let's
man.
go.
I think he's gonna
Love that
get
one.
a couple rungs. All right, next up, we got Jaleel McLaughlin rushing yards. Just a straight running back rush ladder. They've been feeding him the rock here lately. He's gone 39, 69, 21, 84, and 44 in his last 5 games. His carries have been steady as well, and so I really like him here, at least getting to the 40-yard mark. I think he's their guy that if they're going to break one, it's going to be with him. The Bills give up a lot of like 6-8 yard rushes, and so I think he's going to get his 10+ carries and get those numbers, and then it just takes him to break one to really bust this ladder open. He's had longs of 13, 12, 18, 18, and 9 in the last 5 weeks, and he's gotten 14 carries, 10 carries, 16 carries in 3 of the last 4 games. So I think they're going to feed him the ball, and I think he's going to climb this ladder.
Strictly playing a low number there. I like a lot. The Bills in the last 4 weeks have actually been pretty good against the run.
Yeah.
The Bills are the 2, 4, 6. They've given up the 7th fewest yards. Actually, yeah, 7th fewest yards, 6th fewest yards the last 4 weeks on the ground.
Yeah.
But look at those numbers, dude. Starts 25, 40, somewhere in there. Super attainable. 40 at plus 164. Yep.
Yeah, I wouldn't ride this one all the way to the top. I know he's gotten 84 in 4 weeks ago, and he had 69 2 weeks ago. I think this is more of like a mid ladder, maybe get to 60 plus 500. But hey, you do what you want. You know me, I'm sprinkling all the way. So
Sir Sprinkles.
Yep.
Sean, I will side bet Kev that he does not get 4.
Is that for Wicks?
I'm assuming that's Wicks, yes.
Ooh, I love
like
that.
it. Show bet. Let's go. Side show bet.
I'll put you guys in touch.
Bob.
Yeah.
Cobb, I'll
All
take
right.
that action, Cobb.
All right,
Keep
next
going.
up, we got Jalen Warren
Yes.
receiving yards. I know you touched on it. He went for 41 and 44 2 of the last 3 games. Last game was a weird one. He had 0. It was talked about a lot afterward. Arthur Smith had to answer questions on it. And so I think they're going to get him involved. He went for 44 and 27, his 2 matchups against Baltimore earlier in the year. And so I think he's going to get some action here. And I really like him to go at least to 40 yards. And hopefully he breaks one. So I'm in
Like
love
it.
with this one.
Yes.
Next up is Russell Wilson, rush yards. boys.
Yo, let's go.
we
Russell
were on such a
Wilson,
good start.
rush yards. His last 3 games, he's been sneaky, man. 16, 55, and 27. So he's gone at least 1 rung, and he went 2 rungs in 2 of the last 3. And he went 55 against Kansas City. So all the way to the top 2 weeks ago. So I really like him here. I think he has to run for Pittsburgh to have a chance. You saw that first game against Baltimore. The last game against Baltimore. He stopped running when he fumbled the ball inside the 10 or whatever, and that's really what changed that game. Pittsburgh's offense couldn't get going after that. So I think they got to use his legs here, and I would look for him to climb that ladder, man. I wouldn't be shocked if he was able to get to 40 or 50.
I don't know what to do with that information.
I got that on my 10-legger, Jake. I like it. I
Yes.
like it. Yeah.
He's covered it in the last 3 weeks, man. I love it.
Okay.
Next up, Austin Eckler. We talked about him a little bit here. I am all in on the Austin Eckler chain here. This is a little bit of a flyer here. So because he's been in and out of the lineup with injuries. He had the concussion. So he has gone over 3 receptions in 5 of 12 games. Week 1 against Tampa Bay, he had 4 for 52. He's gone over 25 receiving yards in 6 of 12 games. Tampa Bay gives up the 5th most receptions and yards to running backs. So I like him here. I think they're going to get him involved. He's been known to break one, man. So I really like him to get his. I could only get to 5 receptions was the max for me, but I really like it here, man. I would even parlay some of that, maybe like 3 with 40 or something like that. So what do you guys think?
I could see 8 for plus 867.
I'm in.
Yeah,
Love it.
My numbers are way 6 is 334 on my book. So these lines have either shifted or my book sucks. It's probably a combination of the two.
And he's had some big games. So 3 weeks ago against Philadelphia, he went 8 for 89. So they will go to him. They will target him a lot. He had 9 targets in that game. So
love it.
That is the Eckler. Next up, boys, Baker Mayfield rush yards. I know this is music to Kevin's ears. He's been using his legs a lot. He's gone over 25 in 3 of his last 4 games. He's gone over 40 in 2 of the last 3. And I'm all over this one, man. He can break one for sure. But I think he'll at least get the first 2 rungs with no sweat.
Yeah, that's up to 25 or 21 minus 125. So yeah,
makes sense. I thought it was real low. I mean, you know him too as a gamer. If this game's close or Tampa Bay's trailing, he's gonna be running around, man. He's gonna.
He needs a couple yards. He's gonna tuck it. He'll pick him up, put his head down. Yep,
for sure.
Love it.
All right, this is a little controversial. It's a big name guy, but I thought it was interesting. Puka Nacua reception ladder. Okay. His last 4 games, he went 10, 8, 7, and 12. I think they're going to feed him the ball here, man. I know the comments last game, we didn't know he was going to play, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter if you know he's going to play. They move him all over the place. They get him the ball behind the line of scrimmage. They're going to get him touches, especially if they're trailing. He's going to be heavily involved. He's and against the blitz too, and these hot reads, I know that Stafford's going to look for him. So I really like this. I thought 8+ was kind of low, and I could see him having one of his games where he gets 15 targets for 12 catches.
Love that.
Like it. Yep.
That is the ladders. I love a nailer ladder too, like you talked about. Isaiah Likely, I sent you guys that a couple days ago. I'm still all over that one. I didn't want to double down on graphics for him, but I really like Isaiah Likely too. And then the
receptions
Javonte
or
Williams,
receiving yards.
The yards. I like him yards. He's a big play guy, and I don't know if he's necessarily going to get the volume, but I could see him get 4 catches for 60 yards or 70 yards, something like that. So, and then I really like that Javonte Williams receiving, or if you can find it, the alt rushing receiving combined. I'd play that full ladder, like 60+ for the rushing receiving.
I don't get my book doesn't offer those.
Yeah, if you can do just receiving, I would probably do, I don't know, maybe 50, 40 or 50 for sure.
Yeah, I played him on that ladder. I think Javonte is going to he's going to catch a few balls against us. His number starts at 16 receiving yards against us, Javonte.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's too low, man. He's their third down back too.
It's actually went down, dude. It's 16 minus 114 in my book. So maybe there's something that I'm not seeing.
I don't know, man. He's got to play if they're trailing. I mean, he's their third down guy. He's their passing running back. So they trust him for blitz pickups and stuff like that. So that's it for ladders. I have 3 parlays I cooked up. Or sorry, I added a late one. 4 parlays.
I was gonna say.
I snuck it in there last minute. So here's the first one. We're calling this "Let's Get Weird." It's as we're rolling into
playoffs. Don't talk about it. Playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs.
I had to get a little weird. Yeah. So I found some just obscure ones that I really liked. So Dallas Goedert over 3.5 receptions. He's gone over that in 3 of the last 4 games. He had 4 in week 1 against Green Bay. Green Bay gives up the 10th most receptions to tight ends. So I like him in this spot. Saquon Barkley over 1.5 receptions. He's gone over that in 2 of the last 3 games. He's gone over it in 6 of 9 games. And week 1 against Green Bay, he had 2 for 34 yards. Green Bay allows the 3rd most running back receptions. Josh Oliver, you're saying, who the hell is Josh Oliver? Minnesota's 3rd tight end, essentially. They got Johnny Munt, too. I got him over 5.5 receiving yards. Last game, he went 2 for 16. The Rams allow the 4th most tight end receiving yards, and they like to use them in the red zone and in some of their big packages, and 5.5 yards is just 1 catch, so I like him here. Aaron Jones receiving yards, I know he's a little dinged up, but I think they're going to get him involved in the pass game. Over 19.5 receiving yards. He's gone over that in 4 straight games. The last game against the Rams, he had 2 for 37. And if you wanted to tease that up a little bit, you can get him at 25 plus receiving yards I had it at plus 142. So I went with that instead of over 19.5. That's just a straight bet. And the final one's Jalen Naylor over 1.5 receptions. He went for 3 receptions and 5 receptions in the last 2 games. He went for 2 for 16 the last time they played the Rams. And so I like him to get over 2 catches here. All that together is plus 411. It'll be a lot higher if you tease the Aaron Jones up to 25 plus.
Wow.
It's all just, this one's even wilder. This one I'm calling the Saturday night special. It's a little small for you, so I will read it off. But I wanted to do one just for today. So it's essentially 2 single game parlays that I then put together. So I'm playing both separate, and then I'm playing it all together for 1 lotto for tonight. So I went Russell Wilson over 14.5 rushing yards. We talked about that. Jaylen Warren over 21.5 receiving yards. We talked about that. And Isaiah Likely over 28.5 receiving yards. We talked about that one as well. If you put all those together, it's plus 513. And then the other game, the later game, is Will Dissly over 3.5 receptions. I think they get the dismissal involved here. J.K. Dobbins over 59.5 rushing yards. I think they got to run the ball. Quentin Johnson over 3.5 receptions and over 43.5 yards. You saw last week he kind of went off a little bit. I think that's going to help with his confidence. And they've been going to him more lately. So I like Quentin Johnston. And then we talked about Lab McConkey, man, over 75.5 receiving yards. I think they're going to go to him early and often, and he's going to be heavily involved. So put all that together for that single game parlays, plus 1922. And then if you put both of them together for a Saturday night special, it's 12,305.
You're an animal.
Getting wild.
You're an absolute animal. I love it. Keep it going. 2 more to go. Knock them out.
All right, so this is getting back to my roots with the anytime touchdowns. I wanted to cook up a little playoff one. So I went Zach Ertz plus 250, Nico Collins plus 145. Zach Ertz has scored in 5 of 7 games. Forgot to mention that. I think they're going to go to him. Nico Collins has scored in 5 of 9 games. And the Chargers secondary has given up quite a lot of touchdowns. I think they're top 10 of touchdowns allowed to wide receivers. Mark Andrews, he's scored in 6 of 7 games, plus 145. And then finally, Courtland Sutton. I think it went up to like 160 now. He's scored in 5 of 8. He's their red zone guy, and I think he'll get one against the Bills. So that 4-leg parlay is plus 52, 57.
I love it. How do you feel about Nico Collins 2 touchdowns plus 650?
Sure. I think when him and Stroud are together, and they're both feeling it, I totally think it's one. On this one, I added Jalen McMillan too. So if you add Jalen McMillan to this, it takes it to 12,141. I also did a Zach Ertz Jalen McMillan parlay, and that one's plus 684 for a single game parlay. I really liked that. Those two together.
Love it. Love that one. I know you cooked up something diabolical for this last one.
Yeah, this last one's a little psycho mode. I've been trying to hit another first touchdown parlay for a while. I had that one where I hit 2 or 3 legs the first time we did it. The second one, I hit 1 of 3 legs. When I do a first touchdown parlay, I play each one separate as well. So if I hit one, it covers the rest. So that's how I bet it, kind of like a ladder bet. But I got Derrick Henry first touchdown scorer plus 350, Saquon Barkley plus 390, and then James Cook plus 500. Put it all together for plus 13,130. What do you think?
Oh my gosh. I'm trying to pull my numbers up real quick. Oh my gosh. Henry, Barkley, and Cook.
Yep.
Henry, Barkley, and Cook. Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Let's pull this up. The odds are definitely changing a lot.
They are. They're moving a lot today.
Henry, Barkley. Could we pick a first touchdown scorer for all 6 games and parlay that together?
Yeah, and then you just play them individual too. They're great straight bets too. I mean,
yeah, I agree with that too. If you're taking,
let's cook
go
it up.
ahead. Yeah. Who do you guys like do you guys like Nico Collins first touchdown or Ladd McConkey?
That's where it kind of gets tough.
I'd like Nico more than Ladd.
Joe Mixon, J.K. Dobbins.
Kind of, you're thinking like maybe a Nico deep shot early or something.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
Gus Edwards is plus 1,400. That's interesting. Herbert's plus 1,600. The dismissal's plus 1,500, dude. First touchdown.
Plus 1,700 for me.
Oh my goodness gracious! This is going to get out of control.
Yeah.
No touchdown scorer plus 8,000.
All right, who do we like here then? Are we going Nico? We're going JK.
I like Nico more than Ladd. I like Nico, I think.
JK's plus 550. Nico's plus 700.
Plus 750 for me. All right, let's go Nico. All right, I have Derrick Henry for the next game.
Yeah, I think we're all aboard there.
Denver, Buffalo. Do we like James Cook? Do we want to go Josh Allen? Do you think it's someone on Denver? You think Denver scores first with the first drive?
Cortland Sutton.
He's
Sutton's
plus
1,400.
1,100.
I got 1,400.
Oh, wow. That's a great number. What about Audric Estime first touchdown?
Oh, my gosh.
Plus 2,000.
I got 20.
They get that early drive. They get in the red zone, and they give them those goal line carries.
So, like, why wouldn't you, sprinkle, like, all 4 of their guys that could run it? Bo Nix, Jaleel McLaughlin, Javonte Williams, Audric Estime. They're all plus 2,200 and above. Why wouldn't you put some sprinkles on that? And you know what I mean?
Right, because they could get a catch or something. Yeah. You could.
All right, so
odds are good.
Where are we landing this game?
So who are we taking though? I don't think we can do a high too crazy. I went with James Cook just because they've been giving him red zone carries.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, we can make this easy. Let's go Barkley in the next game.
Okay.
Although it could be Hurts.
Nah, I like Barkley.
Commanders, Tampa Bay, dude.
Yeah, this one was tough for me. That's why I left it out. I like so many. Bucky Irving's plus 440. Mike Evans plus 550.
Plus 950 for McLaurin.
What about Jaden Daniels?
Plus 1,200. Zach Ertz plus 1,700.
Are they gonna score first?
Right, that's part of it. Is who's gonna score first.
I almost like
hey, chat. Don't feel free to comment if you got any insight on this. Who's gonna score first in this Washington Tampa Bay game?
I mean, we're kind of going chalk with the rest. We just call it a day and say Bucky Irving.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, Vikings Rams. Man, who's gonna score first? This is a tough one. Yeah.
What's Addison?
Addison's plus 950, but I don't know, man. I don't love him in this one. Kyron's plus 500. Justin Jefferson's plus 600. Aaron Jones plus 600.
I got Jones 750. Nakua 750.
Puka.
Hawkinson's plus 1,200. I know you're not big on
That's way too low.
Dude, they love getting Kyron. They love getting Kyron touchdowns.
Yeah, they do.
No one scored more touchdowns than
Minnesota's
either of
run
these
D
teams.
is good though, man.
So what do we want to go? Puka plus 750?
I'd rather go Kyron than Puka though, honestly.
Kev?
Kev, what do you
I'm
think?
sorry, I got sidetracked. Who'd you say, Kyron?
What about Aaron Jones plus 750?
I like Aaron Jones.
Let's go Aaron Jones. He could do it through the air. He could do it on the ground.
I'm just thinking
Yeah, I'm
like
good with
scripted
that.
drives early. Who's gonna score first?
It's playoffs.
I'm okay.
Though, dude.
I'm okay with
You
Aaron
see some
Jones.
Shit we've never seen.
All right, if you put all that together, it is plus 4,502,598.
They won't let me bet this.
I say they're
I
not going
can.
to let you bet it. Yeah.
They let me. FanDuel allows it, so $5 wins you $225,000.
Let's split that.
All right, let's do it.
Show bet. Put $15 on it.
$15. If we put $15 on this, we would win $675,000.
Kev, you got $5 to spare?
I got 500 to throw on. Yeah, let's go.
Kevin's
let's go.
retiring. I don't know if they'd let you bet $500.
No, they wouldn't.
Nope. Max win is $1 million. You can only go to $1 million.
I'll take
So
it.
they
So
let you bet $15?
Yeah, 15 is only 675.
All right, let's do it.
If we went to 20, it'd be 900,000. You know, Matt would be mad if we don't let him in on it.
I don't care what you do here. You do what you feel is best.
All right, I took a picture of it. I'll go bet it after the show.
All right. I love it. Guys, that's almost 2 hours here. 2 hours of talking about what?
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
It's the like the body language that makes it even better. The cocked head,
Playoffs?
love it. Love it. Nick,
Yeah. Put me down for 5 in this show bet. Make the checkout to Dr. Farthing. Tell me. You bet on Mr. T against Rocky? Guys, awesome show. First playoff show. Next week's show will be a Tuesday at 9 p.m. as per usual, as per tradition. But next weekend, we will have a different time. We got to sort it out. We got to sort with the network shows. We're kind of moving a couple things around. But we will be live. We will update it tonight. Third and Manageable with Student and Matt Digert. I think they're live from Ilio Apollos tonight. And then post-game tomorrow, Matt and Jake after the Bills game. After the Bills drub the Broncos and send them packing. Everyone forgets, dude. Josh Allen got Bronco blood in the kid. Yeah, guys, I'm pumped. I hope everyone wins their bets. Good luck this weekend, guys. Kev, want to play us out the same way you played us in? Same order.
Gotcha.
For the best Italian food in Western New York, Elliot Apollos, call 716-825-3675. The Lardon Construction Group.
Fubo TV, the official streaming service of Do Champions. FanDuel, the official sportsbook of Do Champions.
For all your summertime needs, beauty pools, as well as kayak pools.
CX Chronicles, your total customer solutions focused manager. W.GG, the official energy drink of Do Champions.
Hey, Sons of Erie, our artwork looks better on your walls. Hamburg Brewing, please visit our tap room on Boston State Road, Hamburg, New York. And finally,
Fat Boy Surf Club for all your surfing needs.
No One to Blame is sponsored by Altered Grounds Landscaping, the area's top professional landscape company. They're family-owned and operated business serving St. Louis and the Metro East for 20-plus years. Their mission is to make your home or business stand out from the rest. They offer free consultations year-round. Get $300 off your project of $3,000 or more with code AGNOTB. That's code AGNOTB. They're booking pools for the upcoming summer season. So if you're having any thoughts about getting a pool for this upcoming summer, stay ahead of the game and contact them now for any of your pool project needs.
There's no one to blame, there really is no one to blame. But I swear to God, it's my fucking fault. It's a better sports podcast. It's my fucking fault, but there's no one to blame. Neffy Kevin do. Neffy Kevin do.
Do it.
Kevin
Don't
do.
listen to what I say or whatever kind of peer pressure I'm telling you.
Do it.
Oh, fucking do it again.
I know there's really nobody to blame for this but myself. Well, I don't know, maybe the Buffalo Bills, the Boston Red Sox, or Mr. T, or the Jets.
Wait a minute, Mr. T, are you telling me that you bet on the fight in Rocky 3 and that you bet against Rocky?
Hindsight is 20/20, my friend.